So many times I can replay this game. However, I wanted to do something interesting. I did go ahead and take the liberty and skipping the beginning, so I'm level 1. And walk through the beginning part again, and I'm doing that for a very specific reason. So, basically, unless I feel like doing the beginning, I'm not going to be doing it. I'm doing that for 2 reasons: to save time and because I want to get to the video. I just skipped like a good portion of the game, and it's like, okay, there really is no reason for me to do that. So like we're at like 13 minutes right now. Yeah, like I just skipped 13 minutes. So I'm gonna save as much time as possible. So here we are. We're killing the rats as we do. This particular playthrough, I'm going to be doing something very interesting. I'm going to be playing as if I don't know how to play the game, which is very hard, by the way. It's a lot harder than you think it is, but I have a fairly good idea. Plus, my memory is pretty sharp, so I remember what I did. It's pretty obvious what you're supposed to do here. It's not like you'd be confused. The only thing you might not know is that you can speed up the battle, the configuration, but I'm gonna use my advanced superpowers to say, hey, I'm gonna make Van go as fast as possible because I'm not gonna have a slow battle or anything like that. So as far as like the computer configurations or anything like that, don't worry about it. I would definitely watch those videos, but I'm going to be skipping them because of things. So anytime I do skip something, I'm going to explain what's going on, and I'll fill you in. My job is to find kites. I have to meet Miguel first. I'll probably go around, like, talk to a couple of people. And the only reason I say that is because I do have experience playing other games. Like, even as a kid, I was always pretty good at like talking to everybody. Every single game I've ever played, they always tell you to talk to every single person. The very first game I ever played was like Alundra, and they're like going around town. Every single person like, okay, go talk to everybody. So you kind of get the idea of RPGs pretty quickly. Like, okay, before even anybody tells me, I would be talking to people, find out if they don't have anything. Um, like, I'll probably mess around with the buttons, figure out what everything does. Speaking of figuring out what everything does, I have to remind myself a little bit. As much as I know this game, it's almost impossible to remember everything because you switch back and forth between games. It's easy to forget certain little things like that. He tells you to go find kites. He's easy enough to find. He tells you how to use the map. Go there. After that, like, you pretty much are done with the map. I feel like you use the map like 2 more times, and you're like, okay. So you're walking around and just doing things. I don't even think you can even go into these shops right now. I might try to go in. Actually, correction, you can go, but I don't think you can do anything yet. So we'll go around, and I think he says come back later. Yeah, he says come back later. So you can't do that. I have to go help the kites. Yeah, I thought so. I said that in my last video. I was pretty sure, but I didn't feel like checking. Before you even talk to Miguel, I think you can't even open it at all, which is really interesting. But yeah, we gotta go here. We gotta go into this bar. Why the kid is in this bar, I don't know. I'm gonna be trying to walk through this as like quickly as I can. Like I don't really want to like as annoying as this is, I'm gonna go through this real quick. Me personally, I've never really been much of a reader. This always just kind of like innately figured out what I was supposed to do, and just kind of haphazardly figured out. So that's just kind of me, just personal. From time to time, I might read something, but like for the most part, I really don't. I really don't read any of it. So if you ask me what any of them said, I really don't know. I understand the gist of it. He was talking about, hey, this is how license works, yada yada yada, a lot of introduction stuff. So I'm gonna skip through that as fast as I can. Seriously, if I could, I would just skip this altogether, but I can't. Unless I feel like doing this again for some crazy reason, this is probably the last time I'll do this. I did say that before, but I'm doing this for a specific reason. So it gives you that. You're allowed to go outside. Blah blah. Now you can talk to people. Interestingly enough, I just recently learned something that I never knew. So go ahead, go like freaking learning stuff. Tell you about stuff. Did I already talk to Tyson? I've been playing this game for freaking 10 years and I'm still learning stuff. So yeah, let's just go ahead and I don't really have any money. Like, yes, I have. Besides, I don't think there's anything you can buy anyway, so I'm gonna skip a little bit. I don't think there's any reason to go anywhere. Yeah. So I'm gonna save a little bit of time by not doing that. If I can save time, I will. I'll probably try to go around talking to people, yada yada yada, around. I happen to know where people are, so I'm going to be using my super amazing powers of future sight and save myself a little bit of time. As a matter of fact, I do know where everybody is, but even like even I don't remember exactly where everyone is. As a matter of fact, where did they go? Oh, wait, is he not? Is he not here yet? Oh, no, no. Oh, maybe he's not here yet. Oh wow, I didn't realize that. It's weird. Oh man, there's so many things I never realized before. That's kind of wild. The map guy's not here yet. That's crazy. So yeah, so this mission is straightforward. Even like the most beginning gamers that have no real problem doing this. I do recommend a save. Oh wait, before I do anything, I'm gonna mess up. Actually, that's fine. That video. And I'm gonna go ahead and save it right here because I did want to do that, and this is the other reason why I did. This is the other reason why I did this. Um, Four, three. Yeah, so now I'm at level 1. Just in case I want to save, just in case I want to be at level 1 for any reason, I save myself 22 minutes. 22 minutes is a long time. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, we'll be starting here from now on. So even if I do want to do this, I probably start here. Unless I really want to do that beginning part again, which I really probably don't. I don't really see any real reason to do all that again. And I already skipped the beginning part for you guys. I did it before I logged on. So yeah, so saving myself 22 minutes every single time sounds good to me. Like, okay, let's start with the rogue tomato. Like, okay, I did everything else. Let's start with the rogue tomato. I can give you an explanation of everything I did. I absolutely would try to kill everything in my way. Yeah, I don't understand why anybody like says they wouldn't do that. Like it's a level up game. Like I don't even understand like what people are talking about when it comes to that. It'd be like saying I'm not gonna play the game. You know what I mean? I'm gonna play the game without playing the game. Like, it's kind of weird. I'm gonna use my powers of divination. There's a person around here somewhere. By the way, as far for the time being, there aren't any special roles. I'm gonna play the game as normal as possible. The only real rule is I'm gonna pretend that I've never played this game before, and I'll explain that as I go. So obviously, I have no idea where I am. Doesn't say. I don't know where I'm going. I might do one of two things. I would either try to explore a little bit on my own, or try to figure out how to unlock that. At the present time, I wouldn't know that there's any maps because I don't think there's any real explanation for them. I think you just kind of figure that out by talking to people. So I'm just trying to figure out like because I did figure it out, but like how did I figure it out? There's like no real explanation. I would like here are the stops. If I recall correctly, Final Fantasy VII does do that. beginning part is so boring. In the future, I'll probably skip all of this and start with like Nell and Ash. I mean, when I say that, start with Nell and Van. As a matter of fact, I might skip all the way to where they meet Fran because I don't feel like doing on any of that stuff. Yeah, I would say the next like really good skip would be like when you meet Balthier and Fran. Because there's like another really long explanation and I'd like to skip that too. Alright, so I finished the Rogue Tomato. I'll probably be like satisfied with that. Maybe I'll be get a couple more monsters in my way. I wouldn't really go out of my way to really beat up any of the monsters. Strictly speaking, as a player, I just like to kind of like move on. You know what I mean? I like that. I like the idea of uncovering the game. I need to move on. Yes, I'll defeat everything on my way, but like I'm not gonna go on my way to beat anything. And kind of get a feel for like what the game is doing, what my character can do, and stuff like that. So, and then like I might accidentally attack him and then die. So let's pretend I didn't do that. Let's just pretend I didn't do that because I don't feel like restarting. So I'll do that. Find out like okay, yeah, I can't fight him yet. It's too scary. So I'll have to restart over, fight the Rogue Tomato all over again, and get back to level 2. So that's something I probably would have done. This like I like to like kind of be adventurous. Like okay, he's a monster, so obviously I should be able to fight him. Okay, can't fight him yet. He's too hard. So let's avoid him. He must be green for a reason. Yada yada yada. So it's like kind of slowly like through trial and error. That's kind of what I do. I like to do a lot of things through like trial and error. Or just give you like a voice explanation of the things I'll do as I do it. I'm gonna take a couple like liberties as I go, but for the most part, yeah. Alright, so now I think everything should be normal. I think. Okay. Funny enough, the first time I ever played this game, I didn't even know this was here. I don't know why you would. There's nothing that really indicates that it's here. And I was confused. I even saw the door, and you can't open the door. You have to talk to that guy. And I had no idea he had to do that, and there was like no clue that he had to do that. So I seriously played the entire game without even knowing this was here. And then I was like roaming around talking to people, and I figured it out that way. So the second time I played the game, I did it the right way. And one of the reasons why I enjoy replaying games so much is because of the way I play. So like I like to figure the gap. I like to figure out the game as I'm figuring out the game. So there may be things I didn't do or didn't try because I just want to play the game as fast as possible. And then the next time I play, I try to explore a little bit more. That's pretty much always been my strategy. Gambits are completely useless for the time being, so I'm gonna skip that. Techniques are mostly useless. Actually, I think they're completely useless. I can go ahead and do this giant wolf. Where's the guy I gotta talk to? Not you. Good. Okay, so yeah, so now I'm a little bit more familiar with the map and explain that and where we're gonna go. Gotta talk to this guy. I definitely familiar myself with like all the buttons, like what do they do? Okay, that pauses. I can quit. You can press that. It just moves the map. Triangle. That gets me here. Look at all this stuff. What does this do? World map, license, equip, etc. But I did get myself familiar with the all the buttons and what they do. So let's pretend I already did that. And yeah, so then me specifically because I do like magic. I probably like magic. I would probably buy Cure because I literally never knew that. When you're playing a fantasy game, I'm gonna buy magic. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna use my superpowers and buy lightning instead. Save myself a little bit of money. It's not that much money, but still. I'm fairly sure this is completely useless, both gear and weapons. Um, Using my superpowers again, I do know that there's better weapons to the east, but I'm not going to do that because there's no way you would know that. Okay, so now the map has changed. It's still not an indication that he would be here. It's weird. You have to figure that out for yourself. Running around, hey, there's a guy. So okay, so now I'll definitely buy this stuff. So like 500. Okay, so I have to make some money. So my first quote unquote quest would be making enough money to buy all this stuff. And this is what I'm. This is what like. Okay, like, we need to make some money because I'm not leaving anywhere without a map. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to imagine what they were doing, like what their intention was. So before I go anywhere, I got to buy everything. So we're doing it a little bit different than we were doing before. So I'm gonna buy. So instead of doing it the way I did before, I'm gonna buy everything. I'm gonna buy everything. Okay. And once I have purchased everything, then I can move on. I believe I'll be level 5 by the time I do that. We'll see. And we already explained what licenses are. already know what I'm doing, so I'm kind of cheating a little bit. I would probably open every barrel. I happen to know that there's a weird quest where you don't open anything at all, but I never really bothered to do it anyway, so it doesn't really matter one way or another. I don't really need it. There's really nothing in this game that you really need. Frankly speaking, there's really no reason to open any barrel. There's not really any really all that. The loot is really not all that great. So, like, strictly speaking, it's mildly convenient at most. It's not like you get any amazing rewards by opening this stuff. Like, oh my goodness, like here's 10,000 gold. Actually, that'd be too much low level, but you get what I'm saying. I definitely don't know how to reward you in games. I don't care what game you're playing. That's true with every single game. I would say Final Fantasy VII is a little bit better. Kingdom Hearts is terrible with rewards. They're terrible. Unless you really go out of your way to like make stuff, and even then, basically you only have like 3 or 4 things that are really worth talking about, and nothing else is really all that worth mentioning. Okay. So, this person's again. I'll just beat up everything on my way. I haven't really figured out what loot is yet, but I would probably go to a store and figure out what that is. You have to go to the bazaar, blah blah blah. I'll just hit every single thing, figure out what it is. We're gonna skip doing that because I already know what it is. So, but like I said, if I do that, I'll give you a small explanation, and there we go. So, like I said, I'm doing what I'm saying, but I'm doing it faster. I'm explaining everything myself instead of literally showing you, because showing you would take time, and I'd rather not do that. I'd rather skip forward a little bit, and yeah, because I don't know if you ever watched a person who really doesn't know how to play a game, but they are kind of lost. I was watching this guy who's like a seasoned gamer, and he really didn't know how to play Jack and Daxter. I feel like I did a much better job than they did. But for that first time I started, yeah, there were definitely some things I did weird, but like, man, I wish I could have recorded the very first time I played because it was definitely better. Open now. Alright, let's get this over with. To be honest, I'm not really sure what the best way, where the best way is. I think this one is. And no matter how you look at this, I still feel like this is impossible. So, oh yeah, I started saying. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out exactly what I'm supposed to do. Because, for the life of me, I can't figure it out. Because this next part is impossible. I've talked about this in a couple of my videos. The part that's coming up, the part that's after this, is impossible. And if you're a new player, you're going to be like, what the hell? Yeah, like freaking struggle hard, man. Like at first, it kind of started out as a joke, but I legitimately think that this might be the hardest part in the game. Like seriously. You think I'm joking? I'm not. I feel like this might be the hardest part in the game. That's how hard it is. It's not quite as hard as Great Crystal, but it's what the hell, man. Because you don't have anything. That's that number one. You don't have anything. Okay. I don't have any abilities. I don't have any weapons. I don't have any license points. And right now, it's super easy. So it's very, very tricky. It's very, very misleading. Okay, again, I might like roam around and unlock the map. Now I already know where I'm going, so let's. I'm gonna save some time. Again, I'm explaining what I'm doing instead of literally doing it. I'm not gonna be literally doing it. Um, but you'll see. You'll see. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I know I can skip it a little bit, but I'm trying to say something specific. Okay. So basically, what I'm telling you guys is, even knowing what I'm doing, I still don't know what I'm doing, and that's what I'm trying to explain. Like, I know what I'm doing, but like you'll see. Like, what the hell? Because there's no way. I just don't understand. Like, you don't level up enough. I don't know. I think I've talked about this in a couple of videos. I might make it like a compilation or something. I don't know. It's just like, I don't think it's weird to talk about something multiple times through multiple videos, because this is. I feel like this is like super bad. Like, it's so bad that I feel like I'm missing the entire area. Interesting note to anybody: the rabbits are super easy. I highly recommend like killing them, because you get like basically it's like free leveling up. They're annoying to fight, but you're not going to gain much experience, but you do need the license points. Wait a minute, like 65 gil. I'll spend it all in one place. Okay, that would actually be interesting if they would actually like level up with you or something, but no. Interestingly enough, I played this game so many times I can literally tell you. If you really want to play this game and you want to play this game on like easy mode, steal from every single monster, and you'll have plenty of money. I don't really like doing it while we're still in manual mode though. As much as I love this whole gambit system, I kind of hate it at the same time. I almost feel like turning on everybody else's gambits and like leaving off fans, but at some point the game is just so fast. It's not like Kingdom Hearts where I can just like button mash. I wouldn't want to do that anyway. It's not even like Neverwinter where I can like hit multiple combos. I don't know if I really get past level 3 to be honest. I wouldn't explore very far, I'll tell you that. But then I feel like I was like missing the point. So as an advanced player, I can tell you going to the east, there's some better weapons over there, and going to the west, there's some stuff you might want over there. But I wouldn't do that as a new player, so I'm not going to. Feel like there's too feel like there's too much exploration for a new player. Feel like a new player is just gonna like beat up monsters and go. You know what I mean? And like, see, I have like 8 persons. I don't know. Maybe if you're allowed to use everything, then it's not that big of a problem. Still feel like it kind of is though. Like I said, I played this game so many times. I feel like I'm grinding more than I normally would. Yeah, I can't stand those rabbits. They're annoying. Yeah, that's actually pretty good. I And luckily, it's one of the few times in the game where it just literally teleports you. I feel like that should happen more often in games. Save yourself the time of walking. I may have walked around a little bit more trying to find the crystals, but you really don't know where they are. I use advanced knowledge in order to do it the fastest way possible. But we got to level 3. Okay, from this point on, the game gets stupid hard. So, so, I'm going to tell you two different things. I'm going to tell you two different things. Most likely, I would just continue. I'll just press forward. right now. Because there's really no reason to not press forward. And I don't know that the next part is hard. I'll just assume it stays like this, and I'll get stuff as I go. But in this game specifically, and I'm telling you this, you totally have to be prepared before you leave. If you're not prepared before you leave, you are freaking screwed. I'm telling you. Yeah, so that's not like +2. I don't even know if that's even worth it, to be honest. Libra is actually pretty decent. Libra might actually be decent. There aren't many traps in the beginning of the game, so I'm not really worried about it. And you know, to look for these guys are playing, so I'll probably buy those. How much money do we got? Like I said, I'm gonna save those teleport stones. I would most likely sell those, but I know to save them. They don't seem like very useful to me right now. I probably would assume that you get more later, but you don't. You don't really get any more later. They're really hard to find. So I think I have enough. I think I have enough to get going now. So yeah, so I unlocked it. So now I know I need to find these Moogles. So yeah, so now I need to find every single Moogle in every single town. I get the idea, right? You know what I'm saying? As a matter of fact. So now that so now I can't go that way because I've unlocked it. I can't go that way because I've unlocked it. But that tells me that I can go that way. And I can't go that way. I probably wouldn't. I'm like, oh, that's probably something I need to do later. Let's go back to Weapon S or level 3. Okay, so before I do anything, did I already do that? I think I did. Yeah, so before I do anything, so and I already have my level 1, right? Yeah, I already have my level 1. Before I mess up again, I messed up a couple times. Okay, so I can save this here. I think the number 3 is higher. Pretty sure number 3 is higher. Yeah, so I'm still Moppet. So I did my first fight here. Okay. Now, most likely I will just continue, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use magical advanced knowledge, and let's pretend I already did that and I failed because that's how hard the game is. Okay, maybe I should do some more. So now this is now magically the second time I've done this because I failed, and I forgot to save it because I've done that before. Maybe I need to do some more stuff before I leave. I wasn't ready. I thought I was ready to leave, but I wasn't. So now I need to level up. So we're just teleporting. We're just teleporting, Okay, because I'm gonna save myself a bunch of time. Okay, so I can buy that. That's really expensive. I can buy that. I'm pretty sure it's a waste of time to buy anything else in this game. Annoying. It might be beneficial to buy it right this very moment because you need because you need anything that you can get basically, maybe possible. So that's a +2. It's really not that good. Balthier doesn't. Balthier is fine. Fan's fine, and I'm not going to be using it now. So really, I just need that. Um, +2 is the best thing I can get. And then, if I remember correctly, there is no armor I can get that's worth getting. But I'll look anyway. I'm fairly sure there's no armor. I might buy myself a thing of potions, but I already have a fair amount. So I feel like I would be fairly confident. Yeah, there's nothing here. Alright, so before I leave, I have to make sure I can use the thing I just used. So, buzzword. So yeah, I can already unlock that. And then I'll just unlock this other go. And then I already know where it is, so again I'm going to use my magical powers. And then fires. Thunder is there. So I actually can't use thunder yet. So before I leave, I might get thunder. Before I leave. That way you have everything I did. And I want Van to be a magic person. Because maybe that'll help. So we're going to pretend I don't know. Because I already do know. But pretending I don't know that magic is secretly kind of powerful. Okay, let's try magic. I haven't tried magic yet. I can't use magic because it's not licensed, so I have to level up. So yeah, let's level up a little bit more. And I have to. So I already know where he is. Like I said, anytime I do know something, although I just bought the map, like I said, I'm going to be using my powers of awesomeness to cheat a little bit here and there. The only reason I'm doing that is to save time. I got Pinel with me right there. Like I might make it to level 4 because I think I leveled up a little bit more this time. But really not going to get past level 4. That's the problem. Not getting past level 4. I already purchased everything I need. Like I'm ready to go. So I don't foresee doing anything more than this. Like if you do anything more than this, then yeah, you're doing too much. Because like I'm just trying to think of like this sword kind of sucks. Yeah, see like this +2 really doesn't really make much difference. I didn't think it did. It kind of hits a little bit harder. I'm using my secret powers that I know I'm supposed to kill all these wolves first because he becomes much harder if you don't. Those secret powers, man, pretty powerful. To be honest, it's not even that big of a deal. And I think I looked it up, and they do not give you experience, which is stupid. But I guess it would have been like a boss or something. I feel like there's a missed opportunity to make these guys bosses. At least mini bosses. At the very least. So it'd have been like equivalent to the slimes or something. Give me something for beating them. It's kind of hard to beat. Look at that. That was difficult. Okay, so as far as I can tell, I'm as ready as you can ready to be. Do I have enough for fire? I do. So yeah, so I officially have everything I need. So now I can go. Let's talk to everybody one more time and then leave. And by the way, I'm going to use my super advanced powers. I can't stand walking back and forth and talking to the guildmaster like a million times. So I do. That's why I save it all to the end and do like do 3 or 4 quests at a time, and then turn them all in. I'm not going to walk back and forth every single time, saving myself a lot of time. Not to mention, if you do it the way I believe you're supposed to do it, some of these monsters are way too hard. So you kind of have to do it later. I did finally figure out that the cockatrice is possible if you use Vossler. So yeah, if you use Vossler's help, then it's possible. I believe we are done as far as I can tell. We get more quests before we save Canal, I think. Pretty sure that's how this goes. I don't think he I don't think he has any more quests for me. But he does have a reward. Let me tell you, this would have been pretty helpful. I'm not gonna lie. The very first time I played, because he gives you lots of stuff. See, teleport stones. He doesn't have anything else for me. Okay, but he does give me some teleport stones. So, thanks for the teleport stones. Excuse me. And I gotta go talk to this bar guy. And he has one more reward for me, but it's stupid. Seriously, has anybody ever figured out if that's actually worth it? Because I don't. It seems to me that it's not really worth it. I think it might. I think it might unlock something. I don't know, but put it this way: it doesn't seem like it is. So if it does unlock something, it's like very. I feel like it's very unconsequential. I think the only real reason to get the grimoires is to get the grimoires. Like seriously, I don't think they really do anything. Kind of annoying. I'm not gonna fight him because he's a little bit too tricky at this point. Yeah, I might be able to fight him with Bossler. Okay. All right, so we're as ready as we ready can be. I've officially done this twice now. I will not be. I don't think I'm going to be doing this again. I'll be starting from right here. So I have one file without magic, and I have one file with magic. Other than that, they're like exactly the same. And I bought a sword. One of them is a minimalist, and the other one is I'm doing as many things as I can in order to in order to play. So here we go. It's like 9:20, around 10 o'clock. I'm gonna call it. I wanted to make a short video. Save it right here. And pretty much almost exactly the same time as well. That's pretty. It's pretty close. Took me 2 minutes. Took me 2 more additional minutes for some reason. Crazy. Final Fantasy 12 speedrun. Well, I guess if you did a speedrun, you would have to use Dustia. But after you do the Dustia trick, you're kind of trapped actually. I don't know what you would do after that. My best guess would be to level up to do a proper speed run, because I leveled up all the way to level 30 and it still wasn't enough. I think you need level 50 to do a proper speed run. But at that point, you might actually be slowing yourself down. It's hard to say. I'm not sure what the math is on that. The majority of the levels are later games, so basically you just need to get yourself to level 60. And no matter how you look at it, you can't really do a speed run. And Zodiac Age, you might be able to do a speed run. Just too long of a game. Oh, wait, What did I just do wrong? I don't know what I just said. Am I me? Wasn't paying attention. Dang, I forgot to do that. Silly me. Trying to do the stuff without doing stuff. It's funny that I can never go into here again. I'd make it possible to go back anywhere. Just because it'd be like a really high level. It'd be like a secret boss or something. Okay, now we're good to go. Alright, so now yeah, magic is kind of OP. It does double the damage. That's not better. Wow, I found a special monster pretty early on in the game. I don't think I knew that. Okay, I'm gonna do this bullshit. Alright, so now um actually that's fine. I'd rather not do that. It's easy to level them up later if I need to. Always do that backwards. This is annoying, but it's not so annoying that it won't do it. It's just I'd rather not. The next part is actually more annoying. Having to talk to Fran about the error. That's annoying. I wish I could skip that. I was actually kind of sort of lost in this room for like a minute the first time I did this, trying to figure out what I needed to do. Kind of looked around to eventually found that. It's not exactly obvious what you're supposed to do there. be honest, I'm not sure how many of the movies I actually watched when I first played this. I think I watched them all. Hard to say. I think I figured out you can skip them pretty easily, so you end up probably watch some of them and skip some of them. I don't know. The movies are worth watching if you really want to watch them. This know is going to make your game a lot longer, like twice as long, I think. There's some pretty long movies. I think the majority of them are around 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes. And we're all at level 5. And just trigger this and save it. This takes 10 years. Got like another 20 minutes. Try to get past this as fast as I can. Let's make it at least make it go faster. You really can't. But 10 years later. Alright. I think he may have actually said some interesting things in there. It's possible. Maybe I forgot, but like. Oh, wait, what am I doing? Yeah, like I said, it even says, hey, it's not going to be easy. It's not kidding. Alright, so what am I doing? We got escalator, 8, escalator. I guess. Oh. Okay. Yeah. I don't know. That's what I want to do. I think I did that too, if I'm not mistaken. Let's do that. Yeah. Alright. Say start it there from now on. If I want to do it legitimately. Alright, so now I can do under. It's weird. I don't have any license points. It's crazy. Everyone is too low level. But they started with a little bit of license points. Oh yeah, so I have pretty much everything I need. This part should be pretty easy for the most part. The next part's gonna be interesting. I'm making it a little bit easier by using magic. Although magic is kind of pointless like game. This is unfortunate. I think it's because this game's design was like 2 or 3 monsters at a time. And magic is really useful for like a big horde. But at the same time, you don't really want to see a big horde. And at the same time, there's no abilities that attack multiple monsters. Actually, I just realized that. There's no physical abilities that attack multiple monsters. So the way this entire game is designed is kind of like beat up one monster at a time. There's really no like AoE abilities. Or like in Final Fantasy VII, there's plenty of AoE abilities. That's interesting. Like as awesome as this game is, I would say that it's like pretty barren. Sleep can be very powerful because for some reason, when they're asleep, you can use all the lightning you want and they don't wake up. As I didn't realize until like later. So sleep is kind of a broken spell, man. I feel like that shouldn't work. I think I can finish this area pretty easily and get the boss, and then I'll be good. I'll go a little bit. I'll go a little bit over. Sorry, I talked for 10 years. You guys done? Okay. You guys done talking? Make everything skippable once it's been played through once. Again, unlocks or something. Oddly, fire is like the best ability in this game, but only once you get oil. And I feel like it's kind of a waste of time to do that. Not to mention there's a damage cap in the game. So I don't really see the reason to do that. Kind of dumb. I feel like the way they designed any of these games when it comes to the damage cap is kind of stupid. So ultimately, it gives advantage to the melee attacks. I feel like magic should be able to transcend the damage cap. So melee has a cap, but the magic should be able to do additional damage. That's the way I feel. I think that would be cool. And then like let's just say you have a magic sword, it would do physical damage, like 9,999 physical damage, and then it would do fire damage on top of that. That's the way I would do it. That way you can like really highlight like the magic more. I feel like most of these games are very melee happy. And more than anything else, you end up just becoming a paladin. Like the most useful magic by far is healing. Like by far, like not even close. The next most powerful magic is like time and barrier. And at some point, time becomes very irrelevant, to be honest. I feel like time is mostly irrelevant. It's useful in like specific situations, but otherwise it's just kind of pointless. And it's strong and tough. Let's go ahead and get this done. Um, the next part is pretty long, so I think I'm gonna stop here. As you can see, like nothing really is all that difficult yet because we still have Ash with us, but the part right after this is going to be tricky. I promise you. As you can see, my health is like half dead. Oops. There you go, my first death. Yeah, I'm just barely like surviving this, and Ash is like freaking carrying us like a freaking uh like a freaking workhorse, man. There, let's save it here. And that save crystal makes a freaking huge difference. I'm telling you, the save crystals in this game are ridiculous. Just like this horse. And magic doesn't have the ability to double hit. I'm telling you, magic is actually it's like stronger and weaker at the same time. It's so weird. It's slower. I know. It might be 50. It might be 50-50, to be honest. It never occurred to me how like 50-50 it was. Ash, the potion tank. Yeah, I'm just barely hanging on. There. Jeez. I feel like I did that just at the right level. Like seriously. I was just at the right level to do that. If I was like any lower, I wouldn't have been able to pull that off. I had to use all my phoenix. I had to use all my phoenix downs. is actually kind of funny. Lightning! I'm like leveling up as much as I can. By the way, barely like this, barely hanging together. Crap, I messed up. Yeah, run. Man. I'm the gingerbread man. Peace. Yeah, I knew that. So that's another. You kind of cheated there, bit there, but whatever. I didn't feel like doing all that over again, and I kind of forgot to save it. Yeah, like I said, that would have been like death number three. That's like death number three, guys. I mean, like I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you other than this part is impossible. This is impossible. I don't know what to tell you. It's like, and if you think that's hard, it gets even harder right now. All right. Before I do anything, I did that right. He has some stuff for me, I think. Talking about a lazy guy. He had the fuse with him the entire time. +4 is actually pretty good. One hit silence is pretty good too. Okay, finally got some decent gear. You have to get all the way over here to finally get some decent gear. Pretty much everything here is completely useless except for this stuff. So, and the armor is really the only thing you actually need. The helmet is still useful, but the armor is more important. So, I'm using some advanced knowledge about that as well. You really don't need the helmet, not really. So you can get protect here. Protect is actually worth getting. I always forget you can get protect here. Blind is pointless, slow is pointless. Poison blind are like probably useful. Blind specifically is probably useful. Blind poison not really. Slow not really. Get rid of those. Protect is basically the best one you can get. I can't even use it yet. Again, using some advanced knowledge here. And let me play for like 5 minutes. I'm not gonna finish this area. There. I'll save it there. I think. Saving it here is pretty good too. I'd rather like skip this entire part if I could. But see, the part that's right immediately after this, like, was I supposed to be lost here or something? I don't know. My only guess is maybe I'm supposed to be lost here for a while. Level up, I don't know. Like, it's hard. It's hard, but it's not long. That's a better way to put it. It's like not long enough for me to level up for the next area. I don't gain enough experience here. I'm not really gaining that many license points either, if you can't tell. Oh, wait. Can't use this. These guys absorb lightning. And I might as well just finish this real quick. Won't take me that long. As you can see, I'm definitely kind of struggling. I have like no mana. I can't even use my magic here. I could use fire. There's some fire. He's supposed to be my mage. If I recall correctly, lightning is more useful all in all, but at some point, like magic just feels kind of pointless. And technically, we do have boss with us, which makes this little area a little bit easier. The part that's right after this is going to be really hard because we don't have anybody with us. Actually, we do have boss art. Actually, I think we have a. That's so weird. The entire beginning of the game, we have a freaking guest. I just realized that. No wonder we're leveling up so slow. Uh, they absorb your experience. It's really annoying. Man, I wish I was playing the Zodiac Age so I could speed through this. You know what? I think I might put this game on hold until I get the Zodiac Age. Because let me tell you, it's getting really annoying not being able to like run through this. So like, this might be like the last time I play it. I might play it one more time. I don't know. We'll see. But it's getting really annoying. And every time I watch the Zodiac Age, it's like, wow, I really want to do that. I don't want to get the PlayStation 3 though. There are other games on PlayStation 3 that I might want to get, so we'll see. So I might end up getting it. If anybody wants to sponsor me, let me know. Especially this part. I'll definitely like to speed through this part. Taking forever to beat up these guys. As you can see, I'm like slowly dying here. Just barely hanging in there. Thank you for Bathier, because without Bathier, I would be really freaking screwed right now. Okay, so now boss gets his weapon, and yeah. I mean, seriously, like, I mean, just look at this here. We're half dead, no mana. We're barely hanging on this red. And I'm using all of my abilities. That's what I'm saying. Like, if you say, "Oh, I'm not allowed to use magic," or "I'm not allowed to do this," you have no hope. You have no chance. You have no chance at all. If you limit yourself in any way, you have no chance. I'm like freaking struggling. A fire against the slimes is really good, by the way. I'm doing pretty good. Just barely hanging in there. And once I get further in the game, it will be freaking cakewalk. That's what I'm saying. I think this is the easy. I think this is the hardest part of the game, and then there's the end game. End game is impossible, but I'm talking about like end game. The game itself is easy. Uh, Go Vegan is a little bit tricky, I guess. The normal path is easy though. No, I mean like the actual story part. The story part is fine. It's easy enough. The Great Crystal, on the other hand, ugh, that's like the secret part. Yeah, the secret part of that is really annoying. As a matter of fact, I always feel like it's so annoying, but like the game part is actually not that bad. It's pretty straightforward. That's pretty close to dying there. Thanks, Fran. I'm telling ya, it's getting freaking close. The Yoga Vegan is definitely tricky. I would say the Pharaohs are pretty tricky too. Yeah, the Pharaohs are definitely tricky. The rest of the game is easy. And the still Shrine of Mirrodin can be pretty tricky. Oh man, the still Shrine of Mirrodin might be the hardest part in this entire game, actually. And then, um, I would say Arcadia. Like the whole Arcadia area could be pretty tricky, but it's mainly specific areas. It's specific things that are difficult. The rest of the game is easy, and you just have to level up. Basically, basically it boils down to you just have to level up and buy items. It's really not that difficult. If you don't do that, then it becomes extremely difficult. It's like I don't even get what people are talking about. You can do the same thing in Kingdom Hearts. If you never bought any items in Kingdom Hearts, you'd like be in really big trouble. If you never changed your keyblades or whatever, you kept your same keyblade the entire time. I don't know. I don't. To be honest, I don't really get the challenge. Like I get it and I don't get it. Let's just go ahead and finish. This boss is useful now. I think the only other reason why I'm doing well is because I bought myself armor. Why you don't get any armor before you leave, I do not know. That's crazy work. Okay. It took me long enough. And now you will see why, like, I don't plan on doing this part again. As a matter of fact, I might skip the next part too. There you go. Oh, FX down. Woo! I was close. I almost failed. I feel like you should gain experience whether they're alive or dead. It's like way too much work to not gain experience when they're dead. Give them a percentage or something. Jeez. Give them a penalty for dying. There we go. I'd rather do that. Like you lose experience when you die. I'd rather do that. But they still gain the experience, but then they lose a little bit of it. How about like 50%? The same thing with suicide monsters. You should get 50%. Get something, jeez. Alright, we're stopping here. I'll figure that out later. Alright guys, thanks for watching.